Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Raghu here. In this class, we will discuss about Infytq 2022 question on spiral matrix. In our previous class, we clearly discussed about the coding of spiral matrix. So please watch that class and come back here. The link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Coming to today's class, this is a very big example. They are going to give you 45 minutes to 1 hour time to solve this example. So in our last class we discussed that we have solved the coding for spiral matrix. Let's take an example. In our last class we have done, if you take a matrix, spiral matrix means we want to display the elements in this order 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 8, 7, 4, 5 like this. But in this example they are going to ask that display the elements in the counterclockwise direction, means take the elements in this direction. So this is what we have to change in this example. Not only that, they added some more logic. Every time they keeps on adding a new logic. Next year they don't give the same logic. They will change the logic a little and they try to ask you a different question. But the base concept maybe in the spiral matrix. So how to write the code for a counterclockwise direction? You have to write it on your own because based on the previous class discussion. And what's the extra concept that they have added in the question? Let's try to understand that. And one more thing, so we are going to display the code and the question in our website learningmonkey.in. There is a separate course called competitive coding for medium level questions. In that we are having this separate lesson for this Infytq 2022. So take the question and try to solve the program on your own, then check for the solution, because our intention is not to explain the concept completely, to give the capability to students to write the code on their own. We will give you an intuition. That intuition will help the students to solve the questions, to write the coding on their own. So that is what we are going to do in this class. So coming to our question, consider a two-dimensional integer matrix in matrix. So the variable name should be in matrix of size m by n. Identify and print an integer array out array. So you have to follow these variable names out array using the below logic. They have given some logic. You have to follow this logic and you have to display the out array elements after completion of this logic. So so they explained the first paragraph. They are going to explain what is counterclockwise spiral matrix means. We are not going to explain what's this counterclock means. It is going to display in this direction. So coming to here, the next important points they have mentioned: during the counterclockwise spiral traversal, keep adding the elements in a temp array. You have to take an array and keep adding the elements to that array one by one. Whenever you read the first element, second element, third element, keeps on adding that elements to the temp array in the order of occurrence until the sum of the elements in the temp array leads to a automorphic number. You take the first element, add to temp array, take the second element, add to temp array, sum of these elements if it is an automorphic number. Until then you have to keep adding the elements to the temp array. So let's understand what's automorphic number means. And one more condition they have mentioned: automorphic number with length of temp array greater than 1. You should not check automorphic number for single element. At least 2 elements should be there. Then only you have to sum those 2 values and check automorphic. If it is not automorphic, keeps on adding the third element. Sum the elements, check automorphic number. Keeps on doing that. That is what they are trying to ask you. A number num is said to be automorphic if and only if the square ends with num. Examples: 25. If you square it, 25 into 25, 625. It is an automorphic number. 25 is an automorphic number because the square of the number ends with 25. Similarly, 5, 25. Square of this number ends with 5. So it is an 6, 36. This is an 6 is an automorphic number. So this is what we call it as automorphic number. Add temp array elements in the order of traversal to out array. Whenever you found automorphic number, up to then, suppose if 4 elements, after adding 4 elements, if you find the sum of those elements as the automorphic number, add those 4 elements to out array. Keeps on adding. So start the traversal again from the next element to be visited by emptying the temp array. By emptying the temp array, again do the process. Again go with adding the next elements and keeps on checking the automorphic number. Repeat the steps until all the elements have been visited, and they have given a note. There would be at least, in the elements given, there will be at least one automorphic number whose sum of elements would be an automorphic number. So based on this condition, you have to write the logic. If this condition is not given, logic will be different. Because of this condition, logic will be a bit easy when compared to without this condition. Anyhow, with examples you will understand this better. Input format has been given. How you have to read the input? First line will contain the number of rows m of inmatrix. So first line you have to give the m value. After that, m lines will take each line will have n elements separated by commas. They should be taken into the array. That is how input has to be taken, and output should be displayed. Print out array elements separated by comma. Out array element should be, after completion of this, out array element should be separated by comma and displayed. That is how the output should be. Let's try to understand. This is the sample example. Sample 3 lines, m value is given. Each line is given with 1, 2, minus 2, 0, 5, minus 3, 2, 7, 0, 1, 0, 1. So the output is, this is the output. So how this output is? 1, 5, 6. 6 is an automorphic number. So up to here, we added these elements 1, 5 to temp array. So 6 is an automorphic number. So 1, 5 element should be transferred to out array. Again keeps on continuing. 0, 1. Yes, 1 is an automorphic number. So add to out array. 0, 1. Yes, 1 is an automorphic number. So add to temp array, out array. 7, 0. 7 is not an automorphic number. Keeps on adding minus 2. Yes, 7, 0, minus 2. 5 is an automorphic number. So add to out array. Next, 2, minus 3. Negative 1, minus 1. But they didn't add it to out array. Why they didn't add it to out array? Because it is a negative number. From this example, we understand that so they are not considering the negative numbers. If they added it, 2 minus 3 minus 1 is added, then the remaining element is 2. It should not be added to the output, but here it is added to the output. 2 minus 3, 2. What's the output? 1. Positive 1. That's why they added this 2 minus 3 and 2 finally. So they are not considering the negative numbers. From the second example, they have given one more example. So 3 lines has to be considered. These are the inputs they considered, and output is 7, 2, 0, minus 1, minus 9. What is 7 plus 2? 9. 9 plus 0, 0, 9. 9 minus 9, 0. 0 is an automorphic number. So automorphic numbers should be considered if the logic is above 0, 0 and above. This is one more condition we understand by taking the examples. So for this, we have to write the logic. So automorphic numbers, it's very easy to write the logic for automorphic numbers if you really understand the examples that we had discussed in our placement training for service based companies. There we have done so many examples like this. If you are good at those basics, then only you can easily write the code for this medium level questions. Our assumption here is you already good at those basic examples. Otherwise, please first do those examples and come back here. So in the similar examples we already done, let me explain you the concept, then you will understand where we have done this example. So 25, 625. If you take this sum value is 25, this is an automorphic number. How we check that it is an automorphic number or not? Take 25 and take 625. 25 mod 10. What's the remainder you will get? 5. 625 mod 10. What's the remainder value? 5. If both are equal. Yes, keeps on going. 25 by 10 means we are removing this element. The same logic we applied when you are identifying counting the number of digits in a given number. The same logic we are going to use. So 25 by 10 is equal to 2. 625 by 10 is equal to 62. So the next number is 2 mod 10. 62 mod 10. What's the remainder value? 2 mod 10 is 2. 62 mod 10 is 2. Both the numbers are same. So last digits are same for this number and this number. This is how we are checking until 25 becomes 0. This is the logic we have to write. Similar logic we have already written in our basic examples counting the number of digits. Okay, now we are going to explain give a basic intuition about the code also. So we are writing a new function automorphic of x. In this we are having global variable temp array, some value is considered, out array is considered. Each time we call the function, we are getting the value here. And the logic for, see, down we have written the logic to traverse in the counterclockwise direction, counter spiral direction. In our last class we discussed that in order to write the elements in spiral direction, we need to we are going to use 4 different loops. So first loop to display the top elements. Here we have to display the left elements. Second loop we have to display the bottom elements. Third loop we have to display the right elements. Fourth loop we have to display the top elements. This 4 loops should be repeated. This is how we write the logic in a spiral matrix display. Similarly, we will write the logic, and in our last class, we have displayed the element. We have written the print statement. First loop, we have displayed the print statement. In case of print statement, we are sending that element to automorphic function. There we have to write the remaining logic. So this is what automorphic function is. Here we have written the code for automorphic function. See, we are going to show you the base logic where we have written the logic. So if length of temp array greater than 1 and sum greater than or equal to 0, then only you have to check for automorphic number. In this we have written while val not equal to 0. Val is equal to some value. We are taking a variable val. Some value is given to val. So until it becomes 0, keeps on repeating the logic. Each time when you go in, you have to do the modulus operation, assign to j, assign to k. If both are equal, again repeat the process. Whenever if both the numbers are not equal, we are changing the I value to 1. If initially we have taken I is equal to 0, and if both the numbers are not equal, then we are changing I value to 1. This is the extra point we have to add it in the logic. Why we are adding this? After coming out of this loop, if I value is equal to 1 means this number is not an automorphic number, because the numbers are not equal. It's each time it is going to calculate modulus, assign to j, modulus, assign to k, and it is going to check j not equal to k. If both are not equal, break statement. Come out of the loop, change the value to I is equal to 1. So you try to elaborate the code so that you will have a better understanding of the code. Next time they may ask you a different logic. So that's why you have to do it on your own. Hope you understand the concept. The code and the question will be available in our website. Please visit our website. If you have any questions regarding the concept, please post your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you.